And I'm in the one thing today. So if you have the one thing at home, you're going to want to go to page, I don't know, but hold on a second, page 54. And we're going to talk about a disciplined life. Now, I have, let's see, 5 major
John,
points.
Disciplined wife?
Yeah, right. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's about to kill me.
My wife is in the next room. Shush.
Yeah, you didn't make any friends on that one.
No, he did not.
Oh my gosh. Stop that.
And you're on Zoom.
Yeah, right. It's recorded too. And I'm going to call Jessica and share this video with her. Ha. Mike, I'm kidding. All right, 5 major points. I'm going to say this quickly because I want to get to the topic, and you're going to go, John, slow down so we can take notes. If anybody is a speed typer and wants to put this in the chat, that's great. If not, go back and watch the recording. All right, point number 1. Success is actually a short race. Success is a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. Point number 2, let me get away from the book and get to my notes because I wrote it differently. Success is about doing the right thing, not about doing everything right. Point number 3, when you do the right thing, there we go. When you do the right thing, it can liberate you from having to monitor everything. The 4th point that we're going to talk about today, habits require much less energy and effort to maintain than to begin. And point number 5, the hard stuff becomes habit, and habit makes the hard stuff easy. Now, let's get into the book. Here's what Gary has to say.
That was all on page 54 and 55?
54, 55. Oh my gosh, no. It goes through page 58. So from 54 to 58. And that's where we're going to be in the book today. So, ready?
Those points are underlined.
Read it. Yeah, they are, right?
Okay,
ready?
Thank you.
There is this pervasive, can't talk, this pervasive idea that the successful person is a disciplined person who leads a disciplined life. It's a lie. The truth is, we don't need any more discipline than we already have. We just need to direct and manage it a little better. Success is actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. Now, in the middle of page number 55, Gary goes on to say, stay with this long enough and it becomes routine. Hold on, I'm forgetting to let people in the room. For all of you that are just jumping in, I'm sorry I left you in the waiting room that long. Stay with this long enough and it becomes routine. In other words, a habit. So when you see people who look like they're disciplined, what you're really seeing is people who've trained a handful of habits into their lives. This makes them seem disciplined when actually they're not. No one is. Now, at the bottom of the page, Gary goes on to say, you don't need to be a disciplined person to be successful. In fact, you can become successful with less discipline than you think for one simple reason. Success is about doing the right thing, not about doing everything right. So for all of you recovering perfectionists like me, you don't have to do everything right. It's about doing the right things. The trick to success is to choose the right habit and bring just enough discipline to establish it. So in real estate, what would be the right habit that we would want to create?
Lead generate for at least
There.
3 hours.
There you go. That's it. If you're going to create a habit, that's the one. What's the one thing that I could do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Well, the one thing I can do is create a habit of 3 hours of daily lead generation. Done. So at the bottom of the page, he goes on and he says, that's it. That's all the discipline you need. As this habit becomes part of your life, you'll start looking like a disciplined person, but you won't be one. What you will be is someone who has something regularly. What you will be is someone who has something regularly working for you because you regularly work. Well, I don't like that word. Worked on it. You'll be a person who used selected discipline. Write that word down. Selected discipline to build a powerful habit. Now, he shares a story about Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps, and I love this story. Here's what he says. He says, Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps is a case study of selected discipline. When he was diagnosed with ADHD as a child, first of all, how many of you know a child who doesn't have ADHD? Because I haven't met that child yet. They all do. I do. Monica's on the other side of the room. She'll tell you, yep, he's telling the truth. He's got ADHD, big time. Where was I? She says I don't. Meaning her. All right, stop it. Be quiet over there. When he was diagnosed with ADHD as a child, his kindergarten teacher told his mother, Michael can't sit still. Ugh. Michael can't be quiet. He's not gifted.
Oh.
Your son will never be able to focus on anything. Oh, that's just a whole nother call. We'll talk about that another time. Bob Bowman, his coach since age 11, reports that Michael spent a lot of time on the side of the pool by the lifeguard stand for disruptive behavior. Yeah, that's where I would be spending most of my time too, by the way. Yet, he set dozens of world records. In 2004, he won 6 gold and 2 bronze medals in Athens. And then in 2008, a record 8 in Beijing. His 18 gold medals set a record for Olympians in any sport. His wins at the 2012 London Olympic Games brought his total medal count to 22 and earned him the status of most decorated Olympian in any sport in history. So look at it like this. If Michael Phelps was a country, he'd be ranked 12 overall for the last 3 Olympics. Today, his mom reports, Michael's ability to focus amazes me. Bowman calls it his strongest attribute. So how did this happen? How did the boy who would never be able to focus on anything achieve so much? Phelps became a person of selected discipline. From age 14 through the Beijing Olympics, Phelps trained 7 days a week, 365 days a year. He figured that by training on Sundays, he got a 52 training day advantage on the competition. He spent up to 6 hours in the water each day. Channeling his energy is one of his greatest strengths. It's not a stretch to say that Phelps channeled all of his energy into one discipline that developed into one habit, swimming daily. Now, I'm not suggesting any of you do this, but I have a question. What would your business look like if you spent 6 hours a day in lead generation for the next 365 days?
Big.
Massive.
Mm-hmm.
Out of control.
Yeah.
It would be messy. You would have so many listings and so many appointments that you wouldn't know what to do or how to handle it. And you start looking for leverage. Matter of fact, you would open up the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I'm looking for my copy of the book. It's here somewhere. You would open up the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. You would go to the organizational model and you would start studying how to build a business, because you can't handle all of that business on your own. You would become Cody Gibson, earning over $10 million a year in commissions. If you wanted to be that person, that's how you would become that person. Now, I'm saying it the way I said it because maybe that's not what you want, and that's cool. But if you want to become that person, I just told you how. Spend 6 hours a day in lead generation for the next 365 days. Listen, other people could be smarter than me. They can have more talent than me, but they cannot outwork me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible. The payoff from developing the right habit is pretty obvious. It gets you the success you're searching for. What sometimes gets overlooked, however, is an amazing windfall. It also simplifies your life. How simple are things when you've created a daily habit of being in lead generation for 3 hours, talking to 20 people, adding people to your database, scheduling a face-to-face appointment, going on appointments, following up forever, rejecting rejection, not hearing no. How simple does your life become? Pretty simple. Bottom of the page. Over time, so funny because when you take so many notes, you can't read the book anymore because the notes are over the book. Over time, the habit you're after becomes easier and easier to sustain. Habits require much less energy and effort to maintain than to begin. Put up with the discipline long enough to turn it into a habit, and the journey feels different. The hard stuff becomes habit, and the habit makes the hard stuff easy. All right, talk to me.
John, I love the fact that it helps make life simple and it gives you a roadmap every day.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I know if I don't have any appointments in the afternoon, well, what else am I going to do?
Right.
I'm going to pick up the phone and keep dialing.
Yes.
It's like not even a thought anymore. Like, okay, no appointments. Okay, what am I going to do? Oh, lead gen.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's like I'm so glad you read that page, or you read that today, because I'm always thinking that by the time I get to 20, to getting the phone, get to actually talking to someone, I am so tired. I am so tired. And by you reading that, by us reading that, this is something I need to put on my board, because the more I do it, it's going to
The easier it gets.
feel different.
The more you do it, the easier it gets. It's going to feel different. You're going to have a different energy around that daily habit than you have today. And not only will it become easier, it'll become fun.
Okay, I can't wait for that.
That's why when I attend a training session and the trainer says, how many of you like to lead generate? And everybody laughs because nobody does. And I raise my hand. I'm like, I do. I love lead generation. Everybody looks at me like, yeah, you're weird. Yeah, well, okay, that's true too. But this is fun.
I think about lead gen fatigue, John.
Say it again, Michael.
Yeah, I think about lead gen fatigue. Right? All of us sometimes, well, I can speak from my own experience, right? Like when you first start out, right, getting to 8 contacts, 10 contacts, 12 contacts, 14 contacts, right? You
Yeah.
guys feel this fatigue, like, holy smokes. And then you just got to, push through it, right? It's brighter on the other side, as ET would say, right? It's brighter on the other side,
There you
right?
go.
Push through that fatigue. And then tomorrow, Camille, you'll feel stronger.
Yeah.
And
This is a really good thing for me today. I love this. I'm definitely going to read it over several times today. Love it.
Love that too. Marathon runners talk about hitting the wall, and they've also talked about runner's high, and they actually get addicted to that high. And if you've ever run long distance, you know what I'm talking about. But when you hit that wall, it's a wall. You literally feel like you can't take another step until you do. And when you do, you break through that wall, and all of a sudden your energy increases, and you've created this runner's high that keeps you going until you hit that 26.2 mile marathon.
This is good stuff.
All right, I want to hear from somebody I haven't heard from. I know you're out there and you're thinking, oh, I want to talk, but I don't want to talk. Oh my gosh, talk to me.
I want to say something.
Yes.
You might not like it, but I'm thinking like we have these 20 conversations a day, but what if we start like, because sometimes I feel that's like kind of like impossible. And if we start like with 10 and then 5 and then 10, and then we move up, I think we'll build confidence, and you have a feeling of achievement, then, is it something to consider?
Luciana, not only do I like it, but those who coach with me would tell you that's exactly how I coach them. If I was coaching you and I asked you, okay, Luciana, how many conversations did you have last week? And you answered with none. I'm not going to coach you to, all right, you're going to start having 20 conversations a day, every day, starting today, because it won't happen. I'm going to start with, let's get to 5. Let's get to 5 conversations a day. And then a week from now, you will have had 25 conversations last week. That's 25 more than you did the week before. Congratulations. Now let's build it to 10 conversations a day, or maybe 7 conversations a day, maybe 6. Maybe we increase it by 1 more conversation a day. Now you've had 30 conversations, which is 5 more conversations you had a week ago. You're making progress. Let's build that to 7 conversations a day. It's the same way that if I wanted to run a marathon, I wouldn't go, and I've never run in my life. I've never run around the block. I'm not going to go out tomorrow and try to run 26.2 miles. I'll end up in the hospital. I'm going to run to the end of the block. And then the next day, I'm going to run a little bit farther. And then the next day, I'm going to run a little bit farther until I've created this habit. Before you know it, I'm at 26.2 miles.
Okay.
So great advice. Thank you for speaking up, because I promise somebody else on the call was thinking the same thing and they needed to hear that.
Thanks.
So John, this is Carol.
Talk to me. Hi, Carol.
Hi. I'm glad you brought up the analogy of the marathon. I am not a runner, and yet 14 years ago, I did run a marathon. And it started off with training. The first week we did 3 miles, and each week we added 1 mile. And over 5 months, we got up to the 26.2, and I was able to complete the marathon.
There you go.
Now at my pace, it took 9.5 hours, but I finished. And that was the key. And now I realized I was powered by a big why, because I was an older mom and just wanted to prove to my 2-year-old son at the age of 45 that his mama did something, because I thought I was going to die before he was grown. Well, what I'm missing in lead generation is that big why to keep me propelled and to keep me going. So I appreciate this conversation because it was an aha for me.
There you go. Love that, Carol.
Thanks.
Love that. Powerful. Thank you for sharing. Somebody else. I want 2 more, and then we're going to check out. Give me 2 more ahas. Come on, let's go.
I'll go, John.
Thank you.
What it makes me think of is the lead generation fatigue, because I will do my lead gen and then I'll get my appointment, or I'll get someone added to my database with a referral, and I'm done. I'm like, I did it. I'm good. I'm tired. At least I got 1 of the 3. And then I'll try again tomorrow, instead of pushing through it.
So here's the question you ask yourself at the end of every day, Chandra. And Michael Topo knows this because I've asked them, he's in my office, and I've asked this to him personally more than once. All you could do is all you could do. And at the end of the day, when you've done all you could do is enough. So the question at the end of the day is, have you done all you could do? And if the answer is no, I've got a little bit more left in me, then keep going until you've done all you could do.
Gotcha.
I'm like you, Chandra. I get that way after I finish the dialing when it's time to go put the information in the database.
Yeah, we all are. Absolutely. Shirley, talk to me.
I was just going to follow up. That's an honesty question, though. Have I really done all that I can do? So we have to make certain we're not settling. Even when I'm limiting, okay, 20 contacts, am I settling when I say, okay, do 5? If really I can only do 5, then you're right. I've done all that I can do. Yep. But I need not to settle. And I now write on the bottom of each day. I don't know if you all can see it here. Daily 10-4. That's written each day. And when I've done it, I check it off. So I can go back. So yes, I've been in this office all day, 8 hours, but I didn't work because I didn't get my 20% done. Yes, do I have appointments? Am I consulting and all of that? But I didn't do my work. And so that's just an honest, we got to hold ourselves accountable.
Love that. Great stuff.
Yeah, and that's what's going to take you to the closing table.
There you go. So when Rainmaker is published and you have the opportunity to read it, you will read a story in the very beginning of the book about this tribe of rain dancers in Australia. And in Australia, whenever there's a drought in these villages, they would hire these tribes of rain dancers to come in and dance. And sometimes the rain dancers would dance and it would rain, and sometimes it wouldn't, except there was this one particular tribe that every single time they danced, it rained. And the leaders of these communities that were hiring these tribes of rain dancers said, I'm going to go to the leader of that tribe and I'm going to ask them, what's your secret? Why does it rain every time you dance? And the leader of the tribe said, well, the answer is simple. We dance until it rains.
We lead generate until we get an appointment.
Yes. That's the aha.
Mm-hmm.
In the world of sales, in the business world, An individual who is a rainmaker is someone who creates opportunity. You are a rainmaker. Make it rain. You do that by dancing until it rains. You do that by making one more call, and then making one more call, and then making one more call until you literally can't make another call. Knocking on one more door, having one more conversation, going to one more network meeting until it rains. All right, guys, time to get to work. Am I doing this? There we go. Go, Diane.
Work is 20 conversations a day, not 19, 18, or 17 conversations. When I have 17 conversations, because it's close enough, I have settled. The 18th conversation could have been $1 million listing that I did not get. I never knew because I did not make the call. Do not settle. Go, Chandra.
Purpose of the call is to make care calls, not sales calls. Always lead with gratitude. Remember to say, thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you. Bring value to every single conversation. Go, Diane.
Every day in every conversation, focus on getting one face-to-face appointment with someone that wants to sell real estate, getting a referral, adding one person to my database. Go, Shoshana. Set non-negotiable standards. Live up to those standards. 20 conversations a day is a standard. One face-to-face appointment per day is a standard. Adding one person to my database every single day is a standard. Chandra, you want to take this one?
Find someone today that is thinking about buying or selling real estate, whether it's 3 months from now, 6 months from now, or a year from now. It doesn't matter because I'll need listings and buyers a year from now. I'm looking for opportunity, period. Not opportunity today, opportunity, period.
Because I have entered those 250 people into my pipeline, I follow up with them forever because I reject rejection. No is not a word that lives in my vocabulary. No simply means not yet. Because I followed up every single day, I have created emotional proximity. People do not change their minds. They make a new decision based on new information. Since I have emotional proximity, when they make a new decision, they hired me. I keep calling because success is absolutely guaranteed. Make it a great day.
Awesome job. Way to go, everybody. Love that. You did an incredible job. So proud of you. All right, it's 9:02 and time to get to work. I will see everybody tomorrow morning at 8:30, whatever time that is. 8:30. Those of you who have coaching calls with me today, I'm looking forward to it. See you soon and make it a great day.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, John.
My pleasure.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.